Welcome to IST's video tutorial on setting up a championship meet with our MEETWARE 3 software. This tutorial will walk you through the special settings that you will use to run a prelims finals championship style meet. We assume that you already know how to set up and run a regular swim meet. In the MEETWARE 3 help files you can find a quick reference guide for running a championship meet. You can print this out and use it as a checklist as you set up and run your meet. The first step in setting up a championship meet is to set up the point systems correctly. Go to Utilities and Points. We'll begin by setting up the prelim point system. Even though there are no points scored in prelims, the point system will tell MEETWARE 3 which swimmers will advance to finals. Click Add and give the prelim point system a name. Then press Enter. Select Prelims for the scoring method. You'll see that the information requested here is slightly different from a normal point system. Enter the number of individuals and relays that can advance into finals. In my case, it's 16 individuals and 16 relays. Here you enter the maximum numbers of swimmers and relays from each team that are allowed to advance. In my league, we allow 4 swimmers from each team and 2 relays from each team to advance into finals. Next, fill in what lanes you want to seed from and to. We will use all 8 lanes of our pool, so we'll seed from 1 to 8. You also have the option of forcing the A relays to advance to semis or finals. We do this unless, of course, there is a disqualification, in which case they will not be advanced to finals. You also have the option of scoring for a JV varsity meet or a freshman meet, or both. We don't run JV varsity or freshman in my league, so I leave those blank. Once you have everything set up, click OK. Since this is prelims, we don't need to fill in the points, so we can go ahead and create our finals point system. Add a new point system, give it a name, select the scoring method of finals, fill in the number of scoring places. In our case, it is 16 for individuals, and we score 8 relays. The number of individuals from each team. Our league scores all 4 of the individuals that can qualify, but only 1 of the relays. And then click OK. Now fill in the points for your championship meet. Now we can go ahead and set up the championship event list. Before you set up the championship event list, you must go set up your prelims and finals point systems. If you have not done so, you will need to go back and do that now. Creating a championship event list is similar to creating a regular event list. Go to Utilities and Event Lists. Click New, give your event list a name, click OK, and then click Add to add the first event. Our first event will be the 200 medley relay. Check to make sure that this is the correct event number here. Then we'll select the proper settings for the event. The next thing that we have to select is the rounds. My meet will be a prelims finals meet. Now we'll assign the point systems for each round. You can see that the round scoring boxes for both prelims and finals are active. Next to prelims, click to select the prelims point system that you set up earlier. And next to finals, click to set up the finals point system. This will allow you to score the prelim round with one point system and the final round with the finals point system. Click OK to accept this event and move on to the next event. You'll notice that for the next event, the rounds and round scoring are already set up. So you don't have to do that again. You can go ahead and create the rest of your event list like you would normally do. I have just finished entering my final event, the 400 free relay, so I'll click Done and we can take a look at the event list. As you can see, the event list has Event 1 Prelims being scored with the Prelims scoring method, and Event 1 Finals being scored with a Finals scoring method, and so on. Now we can go ahead and set up our championship meet. Before you set up the championship meet, you must have your prelims and finals point system and championship event list set up. Setting up a championship meet is essentially the same as creating any other meet. Go to Meets, Meet Setup, and New, and give the meet a name, then press Enter. Fill in any other information here that is necessary. The most important difference in setting up a championship meet is here in selecting the point system. Because each round, prelims and finals, are scored with a different point system, you will select By Event as the point system. This will tell the computer that each round should be scored with the point system assigned to that round in the event list. Select the championship event list, the teams, and then click Change to set up the meet configuration. Most of the options will remain the same, but when you have a prelims finals meet selected, there are two new options. Show prelims finals results. If checked, will display the names and seat places of the swimmers that qualify for finals after the end of the last prelims heat. This is a nice way to let everyone know who qualified for finals right away if you have an alphanumeric scoreboard. The other option is the Print Finals program, which, if checked, will print the page for the finals program immediately after the event is completed. This can be useful for posting for the swimmers to see. One other note, for championship-style meets, it is best to have the Auto Arm option set to No. This will allow you to show awards and team scores between events, something that is more difficult when the system is arming itself and moving quickly. The rest of this is set up fine, so we can accept it as it is. If you don't always run championship meets, it's best if we don't set these to the new default. They will stay selected for this meet, however. The other option that many people use for championship meets is to set up a record group, so that records and standards can be displayed on reports. There is another video on how to set up records and record groups, or you can check the help files for more information. For the most part, seeding and running a championship meet is just like any other meet. I will highlight a few of the differences here. When seeding the meet, check your preferences carefully to make sure that you have the numbers of swimmers and relays for each team set properly. For example, I can enter an unlimited number of entries into any event in my conference, so we'll put it up to 99. I am only allowed to enter 2 relays per team. Also remember that if any of the swimmers can potentially move to finals, the number of scoring swimmers per team should be the same as the number of entries per team. So again, I can have unlimited entries and any one of them could be one of the 4 that qualifies for finals, so I will set my scoring swimmers per team to 99. What this means is that we won't have any exhibition swimmers. Everybody is eligible to score. The seeding method is usually set to circle seeding, and the entry method should definitely be set to times and points. You can order your heats slow to fast. You can also use the NFHS entry rule. This will keep you from entering your swimmers in more than 4 events. When you enter the seed data, the first thing you should do is set the Show Rounds filter to Prelims. This way you will be sure that you will only enter seed data into the Prelims events. The Finals events are seeded automatically by the computer once the Prelim event has been timed. You will enter the seed data and seed the meet just as you normally would. Remember that when you seed the meet, you can again click the Show Rounds filter to show only the Prelims rounds that you will be seeding. Timing the meet works just the same as any other meet. Select Meets and Timing Mode. On the timing screen, again, select the Show Round filter for the round that you are timing. In this case, it will be Prelims. You will need to select the event again, and then you are ready to time the meet like you normally would. At the end of the last heat of a prelim event, you may get this message if there is a tie anywhere in the results. So please do make sure you check the results carefully in case there needs to be a swim-off. This is a preview window that displays the results that you can print to post on the wall. And the first group of qualifiers for finals will be displayed on the scoreboard. When you are ready to display the next page of qualifiers, in this case 6 to 10, click OK, and they will display on the scoreboard. And then the third page will be displayed when you click OK again. Once everyone has had a chance to see the qualifiers on the scoreboard, click OK to move on to the next event. For prelim diving, there are 2 things that you need to be aware of. First, the number of dives should be set to 8. This is how many dives will be completed in the preliminary round. Also, if you are planning on cutting divers after a certain round in prelims, you will need to set the cut after round here to that round number. This is not the same as cutting to the top divers at the end of prelims. For example, you might start prelims with 40 divers and decide to cut it down to 32 after the 3rd round of diving. In this case, cut after round should be set to 3. After the 3rd round, it will ask you how many divers to cut to, and you would type in 32. Then only the top 32 divers would complete rounds 4 through 8. After the 8th round, only the top divers, however many were set in the point system, would move on to finals. Other than that, diving runs exactly the same. Once you have run prelims, the top qualifiers are automatically seeded into finals. If you need to make any changes to the lanes, for example, if you want all of B relays to swim in the first heat regardless of time, you can do so in seeding. Here, under Show Round, make sure that Finals are selected, and then select the event. As you can see, this B relay team was much faster than an A relay from another team. You can drag and drop the relays where you want them. Remember that you do not need to reseed the events once you have done this. If you need to make changes to the names of relay participants for finals, it is best to do so in offline scoring. Again, make sure that finals is selected for the round and select the relay event. Click on the relay, and you can now move the participants around or replace one with someone else. You are now ready to run the finals event. Select Finals and the first event in the meet. Run the heats as you normally would. Once you are finished with the event, you can then present the awards. Before you arm the next race, click on the Awards button. Select the event that you want to present the awards for. Listed on the right, you will see the finishers in order from last to first. Clicking on the finisher will display their information on the scoreboard. Once you have presented all of the awards, click Exit to return to the timing screen and move on to the next event. For diving finals, you will need to set the number of dives to 11. You already ran the first 8 dives in prelims and the scores have been carried over. You will see that when you begin diving. It begins on round 9. Finals for diving are rounds 9, 10, and 11. Everything else for diving works exactly the same as it does in a normal meet. That is the basics for setting up and running a championship-style meet. You can find more information in the help files. Here. And you can also print a checklist that's located here to serve as a general guide. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us, and have a great meet.